Hi, JT Olson here by the fire pit. Okay, we're not by the fire pit. But I had to get a message to you. You know, I heard something last week that troubled me. I heard from the George Barna poll, which is a reliable poll. I mean, they do pretty good stuff, that 32 million Christians were not going to vote. And when I heard it, it disturbed me enough to say, what can I do? It reminded me of that famous saying, I think it's Edmund Burke said, all it takes for evil to prevail is for good men to do nothing. And I thought about all these people who aren't going to vote. I'm thinking, maybe you need to go see a couple World War II movies. Remind yourself of the price that was paid for our freedom to do something that there's a lot of people in this world who can't do that. And to take that for granted to me seems weird. I've always voted. I remember 1976, the first chance I had a chance to vote in a presidential election, And, back then, there were 2 sinners on the ballot. And every 4 years since then, there's been 2 sinners on the ballot. Imperfect, flawed people. And this year, there's no exception to that. There's 2 sinners on the ballot. And you're looking at a sinner who's going to vote for one of those sinners. And what I'm not looking at personality, I'm looking at vibe. What I'm looking at is what's going to affect our country and our nation. And I think you got to look at some policies. And I'm not going to preach about policies. I will say this: at both hands, something that we care about, and it's not a secret. We care about life. We care about adoption. We care about the fact that people know that adoption's an option. Think about that verse in Psalm 139. He knit me together in my mother's womb. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. He knows all the hairs on my head. I am made in the image of God. And I just think how valuable these babies are. And sometimes it's hard and it's difficult, but people need to realize adoption's an option. And you know what? If you're afraid you can't afford it, we can help with that. And we know a lot of other people and organizations who are in this fight too. I thank you for listening to this, and I thank you for giving me a chance to share what I'm thinking. 32 million voters, 32 million people not voting, Christians not voting, seems to me a reason to say something. And you might want to early vote. Check your schedule, make sure you've got time. There's still a couple days to early vote, probably wherever you are. But next week, no matter what happens, the King is still going to be on the throne. And at someday, we're going to bow to that King. And that King is Christ, our Savior. He's still on the throne. Go vote.